What's up, guys? This is Doug from Basement Level Magic. We are back with another Oath of the Gatewatch Battlefield Zendikar draft, and we have opened kind of an unimpressive rare. This this pack is packed with this pack is packed with lands. To be honest, it's kind of a rough pack. The cards that are here are good. The Boulder Salvo is very good. The Reflector Mage is very good. Akoum Flameseeker I actually like a lot. The Blinding Drone is quite good. I think I'm probably just going to take the Boulder Salvo and keep myself as open as possible. I could see taking the Blinding Drone first. I could see taking the Seed Guardian first. If I really wanted to play green, which I don't know that I do. The Rare's a good card, but it's tough to pick a double colored card first, especially if it's just a land and you don't know if you'll actually end up with any cards that are playable in those colors. So I'm just going to take the Boulder Salvo. I'm pretty happy to get it. We could pick up another Boulder Salvo. Looks like we can cut red pretty hard here if we do. I think probably we want to, just to make sure that nobody else is in it. Oblivion Strike is probably the best card in the pack, though. I hate to put myself into red-black this early, and there's no other no other black cards in the pack. Gosh, should I take it because it's just a better card? Or do I take the Boulder Salvo? That's tough. It's really tough. There's 0% chance that this Oblivion Strike comes back. There's like a 10 or 15% chance that the Boulder Salvo comes back. That's the second Blinding Drone we've seen, and that's quite a good card as well. I'm going to stick... I know that people are going to not like this pick, but I'm going to stick with the Boulder Salvo here and see what we can do with it. Tears of Valakut is a very good sideboard card, not necessarily a good main deck card. I like Expedition Raptor, I like the McKinley Aeronaut if we're in the right deck for it. I guess in this format I really do prefer 2-drops. I could just take the Seer's Lantern and move on. I think I'm going to take the Aeronaut though. I think white-red is a thing. Here, probably Containment Membrane is one of the better cards. We probably want to take this Flameseeker or the Hellion, and I think the Flameseeker is probably just the better option. That's the second Reflector Mage we passed to. Hadrian Caller is also an option. I really want to cut red in this first pack, though, and send a signal to the people to my left that, you know, it is closed. Closed for business. Please don't get into red. Blue-red's an okay archetype. I don't like the Reaver Drone. I could take the Spawnbinder Mage or the Searing Light here. Thought Harvester is quite good, though. I've currently got 0 colorless spells. Not that I couldn't end up in a colorless deck anyway. I think I'm going to take the Spawnbinder, though. Here we're kind of running out of action. Best card in the pack is probably the Blinding Drone, and I will go ahead and take that, especially if they start wheeling, because there were a bunch of them. Yeah, there's another one. I suppose if we get all 3, we probably just want to start looking for some colorless sources and get the white cards out of our deck. We'll see how things turn out. Sorry about that, and failure of my video driver. I'm not sure what that was all about. We'll go ahead and take this Shoulder to Shoulder, though. I think it's pretty much the best card left. Here we could either take the Pathfinder and see if these Blinding Drones end up in the deck, or we could take the Reflector Mage and see if we end up wanting to splash it. The Blinding Drones are quite good. I don't know. It's basically just going to be a 5/5 for 6 if we take the Pathfinder. I think we want to stay as open as possible still, so I'm going to take the Reflector Mage. Is it possible we build a Pyromancer's Assault deck? I mean, that's more of a blue-red deck, not so much a white-red deck. Suppose we'll take the aggressor here. I just want to make sure we get enough playables. I actually like the Spark Mage's Gambit quite a bit. It's not the 1 damage, it's those creatures can't block that makes it a good card, I think. It's unfortunate that it's a sorcery. I'd rather it came as more of a surprise, but I suppose we'll take the fixing just in case we want to either splash the Reflector Mage or go into blue in pack 2. We really only have 3 white cards. We'll take the Ancient Crab for the same reason. I think Expedite's okay as a Surge Enabler, but I have like just the 2 Boulder Salvos right now that I want to Surge. And if it stays that way, I don't think it's playable. I don't know. None of their wake doesn't seem all that good. But I will always take a full art land, especially if I have no choice. Alright, Corrupted Crossroads. Seems like an excellent card for pretty much any deck. I would like to take a Commando here. I wouldn't mind taking, I guess, a Weapons Trainer. Expedition Raptor I like. But I think I'm going to take the Corrupted Crossroads, and I think it's still worth something. Let me check. It's actually not. So Corrupted Crossroads is actually only worth like 30 cents. It's good fixing, but I don't think it adds a whole lot to the deck. I think I'd rather have the 2-drop. Here we want the Reality Hemorrhage. It's by far the best card. Flame Tendrils is pretty good. Baloth Pup can be quite good in the right deck. Probably the white-green support deck, but whoever is in that deck isn't going to be able to get the shoulder-to-shoulder as well. I would be happy to take a shoulder-to-shoulder. Here we're probably just taking another Reality Hemorrhage. I do like the Stormchaser Mage a lot. Here I think we're just going to go, well, Aeronaut versus Sky Climber. I guess the Sky Climber is probably better for our deck at this point. Could go into the Warden and try and play the blue cards as we're basically red at this point. And we only have 3 red cards. Or, sorry, white cards. Okay, I'm going to take the Sky Climber. I think. I'm going to take like 10 seconds to think about it. I do think the Blinding Drones are much more powerful. Yeah, I'm going to take the Sky Climber. Unknown Shores is a good pickup here, I think. Cinder Hellion would also be alright. I think we'll take the Cinder Hellion. Mine a couple of creatures near the top end of the curve. But I do want to pick up some more 2-drops. Here we could take Searing Light versus Mav Kozilek. We're a little short on creatures, we're only at 7. There's only 3 cards I'm considering here, really. Mav Kozilek, Searing Light, and Seer's Lantern. And it looks like if I had wanted to be in the Green-White Allies deck, I would have had a pretty good one. But I'm not, sadly. I'm going to take the Searing Light. Hopefully we can build a pretty aggressive deck here. Searing Light can get something out of the way early if we needed to. I don't know. I think the deck looks okay. Hasn't come together quite like I'd hoped. I think these are probably more like I don't know, probably more like here. I would probably play a 2-drop and then play a boulder salvo. Most of the time anyway. It always scares me when the picks slow down like this. I can see some people behind me who are a couple picks behind, but I always am afraid that I've disconnected. We don't have a ton of creatures, so Make a Stand's a little awkward. I love the Jawar Isle Avenger, but I just played a deck with many of them. I think I'm going to take the Make a Stand. We're still looking to pick up like 7 creatures, though. So that's something to keep in mind. So Expedite versus Mighty Leap. I guess we take the Mighty Leap. Expedition Raptor is definitely a card I would play in this deck. Makes your early drops, if the board stalls out, makes your early drops relevant late in the game, and I really like that. So I passed one commando I could have had, I think. That would have been nice to have 2 of those. Another shoulder to shoulder, sure. Yeah, I could have had a really, really good green-white deck. I started with the 2 boulder salvos, though. It's so hard to not want to play those cards. I don't think comparative analysis sees play here. Corpse Sharon is nothing to us. I guess we could take the Walker. Probably not even going to play it, though. We have 0 wastes. Only, we have 0 ways to create colorless mana. I guess we take the Bone Saw. That's the only card that we could maybe play. I guess we'll put the Expedite in. Hopefully we're not that short on playables. But we'll see. I may want to splash the Reflector Mage. It's a pretty good card. Might even be just a good sideboard card if you know that your opponent has 2 of the same thing. Ouch. So this pack's kind of a miss. I don't think we can splash Omnath, as awesome as that would be. I also think it's pretty unlikely someone's in green-red. Oh, that's possible. Grip of Desolation is amazing. Again, I can't really splash it. Molten Nursery's okay, but not really in our deck. Fortified Rampart is alright, but not in an aggressive build. Colostry Healer's good, but we're not playing black. So I guess we take the Nettle Drone, which is a good card, and I'm not like super upset about it, but I definitely could have hoped for something a little better. We definitely need to prioritize creatures here too. We have a lot of removal. If the Outnumber comes back, great. If the Stone Fury comes back, great. If not, you know, we'll be happy we have a Shadow Glider. I'd even take the Sentinel if it came back. This definitely looks like a 17 card or 17 land deck. I think Chasm Guy's a very good pickup here. Yeah, there was a really good green-white deck that I just didn't get in on. So here we have Griffin versus Castigator. I think we want to keep the Castigator. Put the Castigator in the deck, keep the curve low. I haven't built a deck quite this aggressive yet in Oath, so I'm excited to see how it turns out. I would be willing to upgrade my Expedite. And I think that the Expedition Envoy probably qualifies since we're a little short on playables. She's a very good 1-drop. So Nettle Drone's kind of a pinger. Hopefully we get him out on 3 and he can attack on 4. Because we're not going to get a lot of activations. I wouldn't mind upgrading the No draws the aggressor either. With a 2 or a 3 drop. Definitely play the reality hemorrhages though. Sorry about that, I'll get that out of your way. No reason to see what time it is. Just taking up valuable card space. The deck looks pretty aggressive. I think it looks good. I think probably we take a slide runner here. I can see taking the lookout too. I think the lookout wheels. Perhaps. Yeah, slide runner is the best card. We'll cut the aggressor. Here we probably want the Shatter Skull Recruit. We definitely want the Sure Strike. Sure Strike versus Tandem Tactics. Yeah, it's the most aggressive of the cards here. I think of what we want to cut here. It's the Shatter Skull Recruit's a little more mana intensive. I could see cutting the Searing Light. It does hit quite a few things. I could see cutting the Make a Stand too. We'll have to look and see what our removal suite looks like here at the end. I know we got 2 Boulder Salvos and 2 Reality Hemorrhages, which kind of fit into the same slot as the Searing Light. Well, Nursery's pretty tough for us to activate. I guess we take the Ramparts in case we get up against another really aggressive deck. I mean, it's potential that we could even run 16 lands and put, I guess I would put the Make a Stand or the Searing Light back in. As far as two drops go, I don't want to be playing a Fortified Rampart. So we'll take the Stone Fury though. I mean, I guess we also take the Angelic Gift in case we come up against an opponent where we just stall and we want to sideboard it in. I like the support too and draw a card. The draw card really makes me like that card a lot more. The green one's one cheaper, but it's pretty awesome getting a card. I kind of feel like playing this. Or maybe even throwing in the Stone Fury. I'm not going to play 15 lands, but I would cut... probably the Spark Mage's Gambit. Play 16. And then, yeah. Call the Signs is kind of annoying for our deck. But it's looking pretty good. So the only reason I don't want to play 16 lands is like all this double costed stuff, but it's all at the top of the curve. Like, we don't really need it until like late. Oh, I could cut the Mighty Leap too. I'm gonna cut the Mighty Leap. So I end up with 15 creatures. We got 2 Boulder Salvos and a Stone Fury, 2 Shoulder to Shoulders, a Sure Strike, and 2 Reality Hemorrhage. I like the look of this deck, actually. I think it came together very nicely. Could try to splash the Reflector Mage. He's not an ally. He's not particularly aggressive, sort of a tempo play. I think we'd probably leave him out. We definitely have things we can put in if we need to sideboard. Or if we get board stalled a lot. We can put in Spark Mage's Gambit and Expedite to get through. We can put in Mighty Leap for the same reason. And Angelic Gift. Searing Light, if we're up against somebody aggressive too, sounds pretty good. And we'd probably just cut from the top end, if that's the case. Alright, let's add some lands and see what we got. So it's recommending 10-7. Sort by color and see what that looks like. Actually sounds pretty good. We only have 1 double-costed white spell and 9 total spells, where we have like 14 red spells and 3 double-costed. I think that sounds good. I'm going to submit that. Guys, thanks for watching. This has been Doug with Basement Level Magic, and we'll be back shortly for round 1.